Muted.
It's that time of the year where, for some people, as a result of the occasion, it's best to think of others, whether it's Christmas cards or referees giving out more cards on the field than usual. And with this game, potentially playing the wildest one of them all, it being the wild card. Is it the end of the road for the players that have been in battle for us from the very beginning or do we carry on one more week? But based on these subtitles underneath our names, I think that's a rough giveaway. As per usual, welcome to the Gameweek 16 edition of the FPL Addicts podcast. And in this installment, turning out to be your Friday night fix. And I'm bringing someone who brings loads of fix, especially on the Twitter sphere, really making the most of it. And it's grabbing a lot of people's attention. Marcello, good evening to you. And Palace, 2 wins in a week. You got to be pleased.
Come on. Yeah, we're just on a roll. It's always a smiley pod when Palace have won. But yeah, how are you?
Mate, all right, thank you. It's been just such a chaos week, whether that's from work functions or even seeing people who are visiting London have come from back home in Melbourne and wanting to spend time with them and then sort of fitting in training. But it's been a recovery week. But with everything else going on, it doesn't feel like recovery. It's just absolute chaos, game busters. That's all it is. So, and if there's one thing it's gone over my head in the last few days, that is FPL. So that's why I really appreciate your tweets, but also the time slot we have. So, mate, I can't wait. And I'll tell you someone who's always in the building. You might be the Palace fix. He's certainly the Fulham fix. One of our best viewers, especially in the last couple of seasons. Colm, good evening to you. Marcello, how'd you find that game week 15? It was quite low scoring, wasn't it? And what proved to be obstacle to managers?
Well, my game week started off terribly. I think by Saturday and Sunday, my rank was like 10 million game week rank. And all I had was Bruno and Mbeumo to play. And then they got like half my points, really. So it was stressful the whole week. I was like, this is terrible, red arrow. And then it ended up a small green arrow in the end. So, yeah, don't count your chickens until your eggs, and it's not over till the fat lady sings. So, yeah. I was trying to stay positive. Like on Saturday, I was like, this is looking bad. But let me save my tears for Monday night. I'll cry on Monday if it all goes wrong. And yeah, they did all right in the end, I think. Yeah.
Turned out to be happy tears. Now, usually with our policy of the mini-league, I'd love to gloat about your team furthermore to compliment what you've been saying last matter of seconds, but our policy is had to start from the bottom. Yet, he got the best game week score, which shows how far behind he was not long ago, 68. But, oh yeah, forgot about this, 5 transfers.
Wait, minus 16?
Yeah, minus 16.
What?
In fairness, I think I think we need to record this quite strong. He did say it on the pod, which is why I'm bringing him in. Good evening. What's happening?
Yes, what a time to join and literally use just my minus 60. Marcello was just like, what the hell?
Well, it looks like it paid you off. It was a minus 1 point difference, so you made it all back, and you've got a stronger team, and probably a lot of price value.
Yes, I did indeed. I mean, the only two that I'm frustrated about, and one more in particular is probably Munoz, because obviously I brought him in. I went, do you know what? I'm going to get him in. It's about time. He keeps returning. And yeah, he's obviously out for a while. So that definitely didn't work out. And Minte, I don't know why. I think it was the West Ham game drew me in, but then the 3 fixtures after, if they'd looked a bit better at that one, and I just went, nah, I'll avoid making that move. But I think possibly that move facilitated some of the other moves. So and that was maybe why. But if I'd have been smart and looked a week ahead, I'd have went, oh, let's get in Harry Wilson. Oh, that would be great, because I'll probably be wanting to get him in for the next 3. But it is what it is. And yeah, minus 16, 68 obviously doesn't work out like that. 52 is the actual score. But I've had worse.
Yeah, Foden 12-pointer, Bruno G 10-pointer. That's 22 points already there.
There we go. There we go. So
Wish
yeah,
I brought in Bruno G. We were talking about him, weren't we?
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I think I'm glad. I mean, let's be honest, though, Marcello. It was from a corner he scored.
I know, incredible.
Who'd have expected it? But I think all my reasons for getting him over, like, selling Declan Rice were kind of, there to see. So yeah, Bruno 18. Obviously, VAR and refs still don't know what they're doing, giving penalties for basically the same thing that happened in the first half. I think it was first half, and not giving a penalty for that. So it's a bit weird. But the captaincy, man, Captain Bruno last week, Haaland Hall,
Yeah.
Haaland this week, Bruno Hall. I just can't catch a break with it.
Yeah, it's annoying. I did the same. So annoying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How do
I wonder if you're making many changes this week, because that's a good squad there.
This, I think, may have just seen the end of a road, to be honest. Anderson Death Cotton, that's what we're celebrating these days. Senesi clean sheet, which was quite helpful. Boomer got his goal after halftime, very pleasing to see. But the jam of Dan Burn, how he just gets subbed off before Burnley get their goal late on. And I was fuming that Burnley scored, only to realise later on that Burn was already subbed off. So happy days.
Were you not looking at his points thinking how? And then,
just waiting for it to update.
Wait a minute, this is wrong, surely. They scored. And then realising he got took off. Yeah, I mean...
That was the Burnley one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, last minute penalty. Oh, I had Livramento instead. I wish I went Burn.
Were you free hit last week, Marcello?
No, I just made 3 transfers before they all run out for.
So you went for Livra over Burn. Interesting.
Yeah, Livra over Burn. Right back against Wolves usually does all right, but not this time.
And this is Rev?
Quickly, just despite him with no presence, but some cracking hauls here, and Dewsbury Hall being one of them.
Oh my god. 3 auto subs. He had Saliba, Munoz, and Krupi starting. And they all got subbed off for Dewsbury Hall, Enzo, and Anderson, which is delightful bench jam. Or maybe he planned it all along.
Yeah, I think that Dewsbury Hall one when we were on last week's pod was inevitable because Saliba was going to be out, and I think he was playing 4 at the back. So I think I convinced him to put Dewsbury Hall first bench. But as it so happens, he needed all the bench anyway. So,
Wait, he brought in Foden this week. So he had 2 transfers for a hit. Dewsbury Hall and Foden in, and they got 16 and 12. So smashed the transfers there.
Unreal.
Yeah. So my fiance plays as well, and she said to shout this out for her. And sometimes when she doesn't have time, she says, "Marcello, can you just finalize my team?" So I was like, "This is your team. What do you want me to do?" And then she was like, "Get Mbuemo out. He's been rubbish. I want Dewsbury Hall to play." And I was like, "Are you sure you want to do that? Mbuemo's got Wolves. Dewsbury Hall has Forest. It might be a bit of a hard game." It's like, "Yes, just do it." And then I was like, "But the spreadsheet says not to do it." But I left him on her bench first sub, and then she was fuming. She's like, "What have you done?" I can send you the text later. It's literally killing me for doing this. You never listen to me. I'm proper annoying now. So this is the first time she's been triggered from FPL properly, I think. She's really getting into it now.
So wait a minute. Did you say you benched Dewsbury Hall for her, or
Yeah, we left him on the bench for another week. Yeah, and then she didn't get. And then Munoz came off. I was like, "Oh, you're gonna get him on," and then because she only played 3 at the back, it went to the second stuff.
You gave her false hope. You gave her false hope. Marcello. Damn it. Hey, damn it.
But yeah, for my team, point.
That's next week's. We'll get to that soon enough.
Yeah, so we've got literally nothing apart from Haaland. and Anderson Defcons. Munoz was an Anderson auto sub as well. Collins 3-pointer on the bench. Oh, what's this little status update? Have you seen these now? You get little status updates.
Yeah.
Player
The
profile.
receipts.
This player has 4 yellows. Ah, yes. So you get this for like AFCON and yellow cards. I was like, Collins isn't going to AFCON, is he? This player may be called up for international duty. Okay, that's quite good. So they're kind of making it easier for the more casuals who might not be keeping up with everything, which is quite good, I think. It's like in Pokemon when it says this is a super effective move. It's like...
Did we mention this last week? Well, I'm pretty sure we did.
What?
The receipts.
Oh, yeah. They're a bit annoying in a way because I'm like, best pay attention to that, but then some of it's not relevant. And like one of them was on Grealish recently. Not that I own him, but like
Gameweek 35.
What? What?
He's not available to play against his parent club, and I thought, okay, why are they telling people now?
Got to keep that in mind in your long-term planning. But yeah, Bruno and Mbuemo came through and saved my week, which is great.
That must have been an absolute treat for you there, Marcello, because
it was.
Without them, it wasn't looking too great.
Yeah, even at half-time, I was like, get these Man United players out of my team. I never want to have them ever again.
Wow.
But yeah, no, against Wolves comes good in the end.
Reidy, how did you find the game week that has gone past? Because it was relatively low scoring. What did seem the trouble?
Yeah, I mean, other than like if you didn't have United players, as we've just mentioned, Haaland blanked, right? He was probably the most popular captain. Spurs kept it clean. Doesn't happen often, but they kept it clean.
Lost.
Yeah, Arsenal lost as well. So, like, that was a thing, and they've got 1,020,000 injuries or something. Palace was like Mateta's sort of just getting hooked and not returning, and you're only getting something from the defenders at the minute, actually, if anything. The defenders have been
Gahey, isn't it? Gosh.
Yeah, Gahey, I mean, even Lacroix and Munoz as of late. But yeah, this game week, I think the standout game, really, and we mentioned him a couple of times now, is actually Everton beating Forest 3-0. I didn't expect that, I'll be honest. I didn't expect it. But I just think Everton were really good. And Dewsbury Hall, obviously, did really well. So, yeah, FPL-wise, not the best of game weeks, right? You had to have the right players. And, at this moment in time, before we got the 5 frees this week, I don't think everybody had the right players.
I mean, Dewsbury Hall, 5 million. He's got 9 points against Fulham, 13 against Man U, 7 against Newcastle, 3 against Bournemouth, 16 against Forest. And everyone's probably like benched him for all those games. Like, he's playing his old club, Chelsea, now away. Would you bench him for Chelsea in your team, or would you be tempted to start him?
One. All the numbers you've mentioned, Cello, has amassed to 48 in the last 5 game weeks.
That's insane. Like, for 5 million, and like...
Yeah.
But Arsenal, I think at home, he did a video for the Everton socials I saw, and he's like, "Oh, hi, Everton fans, it's Kiernan here. Like, we're going to do a big banner, so make sure you hold your flags up against Arsenal."
But he got. Oh, we lost Marcello for a minute. Oh,
we may have done. Reidy, what was the point?
Go on.
What was the point that you wanted to mention before that Marcello was saying? Was it about Dewsbury Hall?
Yeah, no, it was just the fact that, and I'd have to go back and check, which I'm not going to, but it was the fact that he hit all 5. And when I say all 5, he got a goal, he got an assist, he got bonus, he got DEFCON, he got a clean sheet.
Yeah.
And that's why he ended up with 16, which was mental, absolutely mental. Which goes to show you need that sometimes. Like Semenyo did it with his 18-pointer. Stack did it 15-pointer today. Sorry, not today. This season in game week 5. But but it's not happened often from midfielders this season. We found that the defenders are coming up with the big points. Your Ballards, your Timbers, your Gahey's, your Alderets, Van der Vens. Remember he got that double against, who was that against? 23 points he ended up with. I can't think who it was against, but your Gustos. The only really big midfielders that have kind of come back clutch are your Foden, Eze, Semenyo, like I was saying, Stack, and then Gomez for Brighton. And then obviously this week, Fernandes. So it's definitely about having the right players at the right time. And we are, during this period, going to need that more than ever because there's games upon games coming up. So it'll be interesting to see what people are going to do with these 5 frees and also their chips, because people have got chips left. As we know about that man at the bottom of the screen there is potentially playing a chip this week. So there we go.
Chaza as well. Is it time to wildcard?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but something off air may have been proven really cheeky. And cheeky look, in fairness, on the public league to see if, James is up top now. He's gone all the way down to 5th. What a sensational game week from Kieran, getting 73. Winland down to 2nd.
Kieran, what has he done there?
15 points, separating the top 5. Yeah, well, actually, look, why not? I think you raise a good point. Fizzy water proved sparkling more than others. And what is it? Senesi O'Reilly.
Overranked 14k. Oh.
Oh.
Shoberslide, love that Shoberslide pick.
Absolute stonker, mate. Absolute stonker.
Petrovic Senesi. Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good job, Kieran.
Yeah, fair play.
Speaking about someone who, fair play to this guy, he just chomps at the bits week in, week out, especially for his community out there in the sphere. It's time for Cello Spreadsheets.
Here we are. So the fixtures. Yeah, I mean, we've got Colm in the chat. I like how he says, Miss Marcello turned off the Wi-Fi. That's because she probably remembered that I benched Dewsbury. She keeps saying, why do you keep bringing it up and reminding me and pissing me off?
You were talking about flags or banners or something, and she just went, nope.
It was my Dewsbury Hall impression. She heard it from downstairs.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Fulham, Colm. Who are we buying from Fulham? Can we have 3 names of Fulham players in the chat, please? And who do you guys, if you had to pick anyone from Fulham?
Yeah, I need Colm's advice tonight. Yeah, I need Colm to come through with his knowledge and his...
This is the time. This is the only time anyone's ever going to own Fulham this season, mate. Burnley away, Forest home, and West Ham. But I actually think they're quite hard. Like, if those 16 and 17 were at home, I think it'd be a bit better.
Yeah.
But
they're there, though, right? They're on that list, and they're right up there, so...
And then Liverpool. What about Liverpool? I think, this Salah thing. We've got to talk about this Salah thing. That's a bit crazy. What's your opinion?
This Salah thing. So
I think he's back in the squad for this week. Which is that good or bad for the team?
I want another rant from Jamie Carragher on Monday night.
I know, yeah. Oh god. I mean, CBS. He went off on there as well with Mika Richards, but. I'll tell you one thing is that if you are a football fan with a bit of just common sense, right? His interview was wrong. What he said was wrong, and what he, in that sort of sense. The other thing that I think was wrong was Slot benching him for 3 games, bringing him on for 45. So obviously there's been something there that's broke down or whatever from either party, and I think you can't dig certain person out too much. However, when it comes to players and them doing that, they're always going to get that phrase of no one's bigger than the club. No one's bigger than the club, blah, blah, blah. And, the manager, if he's the one who picks the team and sorts everything out tactics-wise, then he's probably going to win in that situation anyway because he's just kept quiet on the situation. So for me, I think that I actually, funnily enough, I had a friend message me before saying Salah in the squad and said, imagine it's a double bluff. And imagine him and Slot have had a talk today and then Slot benches him and then he doesn't bring him on. Like, just to be like, like, you know.
Well, he said he's bringing his family to the game.
Yeah,
it feels like it might just be a goodbye. Salah probably said what he has to do to, like, you know, get on the pitch for at least half an hour.
Yeah.
And he might be saying goodbye before he goes off.
Potentially. I mean, like, I hope not.
Yeah.
But on the other front, I hope Slot keeps that same formation and same tactics as we did against Inter, because we did really well. We looked
great win there, yeah.
Great win. And I think there's a chance. I'm not saying it will happen. Obviously, people are free hitting this week. You know, there is the possibility that if they have made up and if, you know, he is in the squad, they play Ekatike and Salah up front together. Because Isaac's got a bit of a knock or something. So
yeah, Isaac a knock. What about Ekatike? Do you think this is a good time to bring him in?
It could be, yes. It very well could be. It's a bit on the pricier side in terms of the forwards in the game. But he's looked really good this season. Would I bring him in this week? Unless I was on a free hit, probably not. Probably not, because you've got Thiago, who plays Leeds, good fixture at home. You know, Haaland is obviously highly owned. And then third forward-wise, like, if you're going to fit all these midfielders in that have good fixtures this week, how are you going to get Ekatike in as well? You know, in your team? You are going to have to do a bit of restructuring just with 5 frees. If you're free hitting, though, it's a good pick. It's a decent pick. So, yeah, don't mind it. And we'll see how it goes. We could go back to being absolute toilet. You know, we've not been great at Anfield. So we'll watch this space, I'll say. Watch this space.
Yeah. Well, we have Fulham. Colm says one of Chukwueze for a 1 week punt before he goes to AFCON. Raul Jimenez in that third striker slot. Harry Wilson. Don't buy a Fulham defender. Oh God, I already have. That's not good. No clean sheet. Wait, what? 19?
No, that can't be right.
Maybe he means 2 clean sheets or something.
Yeah.
I think Colm's definitely had that crazy juice at some point when he started typing that. It was going well, and then at the last part, his head just went. You know,
Liverpool also Szoboszlai taking that penalty with Isak off, and if Salah's not in the squad, you know, 17-20. If Isak's out long term, Szoboszlai on pens could be incredible.
Yeah, it could be, but I think that's something whereby it's yet again. Do you get him now, or do you just wait till 19? And I think also everybody can get to him, can't they?
Yeah.
He's
on yellows, which is annoying. And if he does get the 5th yellow, his price won't be able to rise when he comes back, which is a bit of a shame because once he gets that 5th yellow, everyone will be on him. So there's positives and negatives. Brentford, you've got Thiago. Sade is banned for this game. And Dango's got his last one before he goes to AFCON. Lewis Potter might play, who's a defender. So if Lewis Potter gets a haul in the next 2 games, Leeds and Wolves, doesn't get much better than that. Playing as a defender, gets a clean right wing, he might get a goal. He could be an incredible differential pick. A bit similar to last season, I had Sessegnon on my free hit. So if you're on a wild card, a free hit, Lewis Potter, Dango this week, Sade next week could be shouts. And then you've got other defenders. Collins also on 4 yellows. Vandenberg, he's a good pick as well, solid. Man City, Haaland, Foden, and then you could go Gvardiol, you could go O'Reilly. Which one of those 2 would you go for?
I think Guardiola's quietly ticking over, isn't he? He's had a couple of Champions League as well. Yeah,
I know O'Reilly scored yesterday, but it was only off of Gvardiol's header down. Like Gvardiol's head in the box for corners is just so good. So I would think I agree with Gvardiol. A bit more expensive. Man U, obviously you've got Ahmad and Mbeumo going to AFCON, which is going to affect them a little bit. Like who are they going to play down the right? They're going to just, you know, if you've got Bruno, you might he might be assisting Xerxes the whole next few weeks while Mbeumo's away. So if you trust Xerxes to finish, maybe you can still keep Bruno, who's obviously done amazing. Burnley, I wouldn't go there, but some nice free hit bench boost punts for Dubravka and Esteve, maybe Fulham and Everton. But to be honest, I can see them both scoring here in 16 and 18 if you're on bench boost. Newcastle gets better in 19, the same as Liverpool, I think. Well, Liverpool 18, Newcastle 19. Big derby against Sunderland. That's going to be amazing. Sunderland doing so well. Newcastle are really going to want to give it to them, but it's at Sunderland, which I can't wait for that match. West Ham, Bowen keeps ticking over nicely, and their fixtures get good soon from 18. So keep an eye on Bowen if he keeps doing well. And then this amazing Arsenal fixture for Wolves. But Chaza, who is going to start for Arsenal? Like Timber, he got a knock before the game. You've got Rice. He is being sick with this flu that's going around London. Is he still in bed or is he going to play? Looks like he hasn't trained.
Mate, I'm just sick of eating rice at this point with my meal prep, if anything.
Oh, God.
I reckon it's henna cafe latte.
Yeah.
What are you having for breakfast?
Rice and
I think Ben White's been okay, to be fair. And then
you got a flat white, so you got a flat white, bit of a latte, just all the things you need.
Mascara still injured?
Who?
Mascara. No,
is he banned or something? Oh.
No, Mascara's out. So basically, you've got, as of Champions League, obviously it could change come Monday. When do you play? Sunday?
We play Saturday night.
Saturday, 8 o'clock. My bad. I was thinking of Man United. So, you've got Hincapié, you've got Ben White, you've got Nordegaard, who played there at centre back, and you've got Lewis Skelly at the moment. But obviously, come tomorrow, Lego Ed could be doing his old tricks because you've seen online. There's no training pictures of Saliba, Timber, all this sort of stuff.
Lego Ed, where's that come from?
Calafiori's banned, so he's in the picture. So,
will Arsenal even keep a clean sheet? Like, you're not even. This isn't even the Arsenal back line that we trust anymore. It's a complete new back line. Wolves scored against Man U.
Yeah, but Arteta could be playing centre back and they still wouldn't score. But what I will say is that the three players from Arsenal that are due a price rise, right, are Hincapié, Moreno, and Ben White.
That's it. That's who you got to go for.
So are people buying them? Actually buying them, or are people? Is that because of free hit and wild? Like, even if you're wildcarding, it seems a bit mad. But is that free hitters as well? Like, these 5 frees are sending the market mental.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it is. Well, we could be mad considering saying people who wildcard are mad. So I know one of them's definitely on wildcard. Right, you're going to talk about fixtures. Arsenal Wolves had a great discussion, but is it the game one or both of you are looking forward to the most? I wouldn't think not, or even from an FPL sense. What game is it this week?
Yeah, Sunderland v Newcastle, that's going to be unreal, I think. Sunderland have been so impressive, but Newcastle are a good side as well, and that's just going to be good entertainment on Sunday, I think. Oh, it's on the same time as Palace City. Oh,
yeah.
I have to watch one on the TV, one on my phone or something.
So which game did you say? Which one you going?
I'm going Sunderland, Newcastle, yeah.
Oh, Sunderland. Okay. Going for the derby, Tyneside derby.
Where are you, Reidy?
Oh, I mean, as you'd like to say, Chaza, what a bumper Sunday it's looking like it'll be. I mean, Sundays can be a little bit underwhelming, but the fact that we've only got 4 games and they're so spaced out on Saturday, it's, Chelsea-Everton's not a bad fixture, to be fair. But I think for me, I would probably say, so you've got the Tyneside, you've got Palace City. Will that be a good game, though, from an FPL point of view and for an actual neutral point of view? I don't know.
Palace City?
Yeah, because you look at the league table at the minute, they're both up there. They're both up there at the minute. Palace, will they be yet leggy from Europe and so on? And they've got a couple of players missing now with Munoz.
Well, we basically played a Sunday league team in Europe last night, and half our good players came off at half time. We were so far ahead. We looked so comfortable. I don't think it's going to affect them too much. Also, the flight back to London got delayed or cancelled, so they had to stay an extra night. So that's interesting. So I don't know if they'll be more tired or if they'll skip a training session. Yeah, that's important. Munoz is out, and Glasner has said that Klein is starting. Do you remember Nathaniel Klein?
Oh, yes.
So, he's going to be playing against Doku, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, you've got an old man, the Roadrunner, and it feels like there's only going to be one winner in that. But
that's
I will go for Chelsea Everton. I'll go for that game instead of Palace City because I just don't know. I think City haven't played Madrid, which was a tough game on the Wednesday. I've just got that extra day rest, and now what you're saying about the flight for Palace. The Chelsea Everton game is interesting because Chelsea have been decent in some periods this season. Obviously, Champions League been fairly decent, and beat Barcelona the other week. They drew to Arsenal. Everton in a great little bit of form that a lot higher than probably most people expected. So I think that one for me is the game I will pick. I think not owning any of them players makes it more interesting from a neutral perspective for me.
Yeah. Just a few points on that. So Dewsbury Hall against his old club, I think he's going to be so up for that, going back to Chelsea. Palmer is back. And something I noticed is Chelsea have only failed to score in 2 games this season, and Palmer's only started in 3 games. And when he played, that is when they failed to score. So, are they better with Palmer? Is he still not fully fit? Are they squeezing him in just because he's Palmer? We'll see how he does and if he can kick into form. Chelsea's fixtures aren't that great. And then Caicedo's, I think he's got his last game of his ban, so he's still a big miss for Chelsea, I think. So I think Everton can really do something there at Chelsea.
1 point separates 2 sides. It's a fantastic game.
Really?
Choice.
Wow. Everton at 1 point behind Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm going to go Sunderland, Newcastle. But before we go to the comments, we've got, a guest appearance. Really, what's happening? It's a show and tell cameo. Before we hit the comments.
I don't know what's going on. I've just found a random Fulham supporter who just turned up in my house, and apparently it says Raul Jimenez should definitely be in our teams this week. So I don't know whether this is legit or whether this is some sort of sabotage. But I mean, apparently it's a thing to do this game week.
God, oh my God. Right, we've got loads of comments. Well pointed out, Reidy. And let's fly through them briefly. Okay, Joda first. First of all, thank you for tuning in. Wildcard, bench boost 17, free hit 18. I think my team's better set up. Is that a good strategy, do you believe?
Yeah, I mean, wildcard and then bench boost and free hit, you're leaving them all to the end, aren't you? So I'm not sure about the free hit, but I'm thinking similar wildcard then bench boost. Gui isn't too bad. I mean, next week he'll have Newcastle, so it's a shame you have to bench boost him against kind of a hard team. But he might start. What's his name? Delap is out. He hasn't looked too bad, Gui. He's come on. He's actually getting minutes. But yeah, try and upgrade someone else, man. Like Raul, I feel like it is better. I think you can find an extra funds to go up.
I think the other issue you've got though, Marcello, is the fact that João Pedro could play as that 9, and then with Palmer back now, it could be a case that he plays Palmer as the 10. So it's a little bit
not as good for Gui, no. But if you're getting someone else better, you could make the points up somewhere else. You don't have to build your whole wild card around the bench boost, but Raul Jimenez is right there.
Best captain this week. In fairness, all those players are mentioned in Captain's Corner. But if you don't have Saka, who's the best of the 4?
I know, imagine asking us that question and be like, who's the best captain? And being like, Well, like, who do you actually pick? Foden's on a hot streak. Thiago plays Leeds. He's a pen merchant, in all fairness. Fernandes has just got a massive haul. Haaland's Haaland, even though it is Palace, who have got a decent defence. I don't know. We're all looking at probably fixtures, and we're all probably looking at how bad Wolves are. So Saka stands out like a sore thumb, kind of, even though there's some great choices there.
Man United, Bournemouth. Do you expect this game to have a lot of goals involved?
I hope not, because I don't have Bruno and I don't have Semenyo at the minute. So
what?
That could be a big mistake.
Uh-oh.
And another one from Joe, this being the last one for now. If I have Raul, I have KDH and 0 Arsenal defence. If I go Goo, I get Minte over KDH and Hikape over Klein. Having Minte after 318 for Gameweek 19 sounds good. I'm on a wild card, but 2 playing bench players. I'll be using chips till 19, so we'll have 5 free transfers. Righto, well, if that sounds good, yeah, do it.
I don't know, though,
But I lost track of his sentence halfway through.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just thought chips, not having to use thingies, game week 18, bang, let's go.
Upgrade GUI. You've got a wild card. It's a busy period anyway, and you need to use your bench boost. You shouldn't have any non-starting players. It's good to have 15 players in your team. So, yeah, where you can, cut someone else down. You've probably got someone super expensive. Or if you've got the 5 free transfers, you can start with Saka and GUI. You downgrade Saka next week and upgrade GUI when you do your bench boost. And then you've got full transfers the week after. So that's a play as well. You don't have to pick exactly the team for bench boost now. I'm assuming you're getting Saka on wildcard.
Yeah, no, great question. Thank you all for your contributions. Before the transfer market, just a quick around the grounds updates. We have touched on it briefly when it comes to sides and themselves having fared in Europe. Liverpool got their winning into Milan with a 1-0 win. Spurs 3-0 over Slavia Prague. Newcastle 2 apiece away at Bayer Leverkusen. Arsenal 3-0 over Borussia, really dominating top of the tree at the minute. Man City yet again with a win at Madrid, being 2-1. Forest against Udech, apologies for mispronunciation, 2-1 last night.
Utrecht.
Aston Villa beat Basel 2-1, and Palace they won last night 3-0 as well. Who did you play again?
Huh?
Shelbourne in Dublin.
Shelbourne, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who did you play again? Yeah, like...
You haven't put $1 grand behind the bar.
Yeah, and I think all the ex-players were putting money behind the bar as well. So it seems like they just had a whole bar tab the whole night. It sounded like an amazing night. I wish I went. One of the guys at work, he was planning to go and then he cancelled his trip last minute. And he sent out a tweet like, "Oh, I can't believe I missed out on an amazing night of Palace, like ex-players and some of the staff, and the reporters were there, Bobby Manzi, or whatever his name is."
So now we know why the players missed the flight.
Yeah.
Now we know.
So yeah, if all the players look a bit hungover against City on Sunday, you know why.
And speak of Palace, they're big relevance in the transfer market here, it being the top 2 most transferred out. But alongside that and the players in picture, are there any particular surprises as such?
Not really, to be honest. I think Mateta and Sarr, before he goes to AFCON, they should be in the squad on Sunday, surprisingly. So Mateta didn't travel. I think, he's had a bit of a knee injury. And then, it's so good that Uche came and scored and Ketia did well. Gives them both a confidence. That Uche is really good. And he's got a good chant. Uche! So all the fans have got a new chant for Uche. He's going to be a fan favourite. I love him already. But what do you think of Cash? That's the one I'd like to discuss. Like Villa, like we said, they were 4th, and now they're title challengers now, apparently. They've got West Ham away, and then it's Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal after that. Cash, there it is.
Well, okay. if you're on a story, and I remember making a cash joke on this pod 2 seasons back, but so I was trying to pay 20 quid in cash for coffee and a panini toasty. I don't accept this because bloody ripped. I'm so
What?
how stupid is that? They won't accept that.
Wow. Cash is a thing. Cash is the old saying is cash is king, right? But what you find more and more these days is that the bars or pubs or whatever, they don't accept cash. I had a similar thing where I went to buy a round of drinks or something in Manchester on Friday, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we don't take cash," and I'm like, "What? What is the point in cash machines if you don't take cash?" You know what I mean? Like crazy. But yeah, on the subject of Matty Cash, no, it's just no. Now you've missed the boat. You have missed the boat. So that to me is knee jerk, and that is free hit, or that is potentially wild card. But West Ham away is appealing. Villa's form, spot on, great. But they do have. Actually, I tell you what, if you target in the next 2 fixtures, it's not that bad because they are at home to Man United. But it is a sticky one because they've got United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Forest, Palace, Everton, Newcastle. So there are better picks out there, but that's just my opinion.
He's sitting in my team at the minute, but I've been having that same thought. I just, you're hoping that he'll score. I'd rather have that DEFCON defender playing against some nice clean sheet teams. Like, yeah, he might score, but what's the chances? Is he going to score?
Yeah, I'm not only that. I think like another thing is he's not close to yellows, is he? He's not got a few yellows, has he?
No,
he hasn't got a receipt, so I guess not.
He's all right. He's doing all right. Yeah. So he's 4.8 million. I just don't know. I think, huh?
Still quite cheap, I guess, at 4.8.
Yeah, still quite cheap. But the other thing is Villa, right? So they played Arsenal, they conceded. Yeah. They played Brighton, they conceded. They played Wolves. I mean, no one concedes against Wolves, really. But then before that, they played Leeds, they conceded. And then the game before that, they played Bournemouth and kept it clean, actually, which was fun, which was really good, 4-0. And then they got beat by Liverpool 2-0. So more often than not, they're conceding. So if you're looking to just, get in there, get maybe some attacking returns, get a bit lucky with a clean sheet, go for it. But I think there's other players out there at the minute.
It's not someone you want in your team like for the next 20 game weeks, is it?
No. I think if you're on a wild card, you avoid. I think if you're on a free hit, there's potential there, for this week. Yeah.
Good shout. I wouldn't say there's particular surprises at the minute. It's great to see the resurgence of Bruno Guimaraes, in fairness. He's been ticking along superbly well as of recently. But
and also in the transfers out, Semenyo, he's got Burnley next week. He's not going to AFCON. Do you think a lot of people think that he's going to AFCON and they're getting a bit confused there? Because
it's such an easy mix-up. Yeah.
But you do look, though, if you look on the flip side, he is the 4th most transferred out. And Mbumo's above him. 2 AFCON players. But not only that, your top transfers in are Foden, who's on a hot streak, and Bruno Fernandes, who is like a staple, solid, will tick along, etc. However, look at obviously who is going to AFCON. And Mbumo, I've just mentioned, Ahmad also. So that is the whole of the Man United right side and 2 of the arguably best players in the team going to AFCON. So how will that affect Bruno? So I think that is the play at the minute, those top 3 that are coming in. Great form, great fixture, or maybe few fixtures. And then Bruno is just like a solid pick as such. Whereas that top 4, I mean, the top 2 really, it's minutes. The other one is long-term injury. And then the other 2 are kind of like AFCON and going for the other guys. Yeah. I I mean, if people are genuinely taking out Semenyo, not realising that he doesn't go to AFCON, that would seem stupid. Like,
I mean, also he has blanked in like many games. He's coming back from that little injury.
mm-hmm.
Do you think his mind is kind of elsewhere because there's been transfer rumours as well? Is he going to go to Liverpool? Is he going to go to Arsenal?
Yeah, well, tell you what, though, if that's the case, Marcello, he needs to sell himself because, as you say, he's not been great in the last few game weeks. He's dipped a little bit. He had a great start to the season, obviously, against us in the first game. And I think that if he doesn't, will he still have that same sort of appeal to be bought in January? I honestly don't think anyone will buy him in January anyway.
Really?
But yeah, I don't think he'll go in January. I think he's too important for Bournemouth for them to let him go. And
I think there's rumours Tottenham will have him, but it's a bit like Eze is an Arsenal fan. He doesn't really want to go there, I don't think.
yeah. And Arsenal don't need him, really. They don't need him. And I think that it's a case of he needs to sell himself. He needs to, in these next 3-4 games or whatever it is, between what we're on 16 now. So you've got between the January transfer window 3 game weeks or /4. And yeah, if he smashes it then you never know. You never know.
Would you take him at Liverpool or do you not really need him?
It's a difficult one because I don't think, whether you boys agree or not, I don't know if he's world class. I put him in the same category as probably an Eze. But also with Semenyo, he can play multiple positions. He can play on the right, the left. I think he could play as a false 9 if needed. So he kind of is that Luis Diaz-ish type of player, has a bit of flair, can run at people, etc. But do we need to get him?
If Salah went to Saudi.
If Salah goes Saudi, then maybe, but I just think we'd be rushing into something. I think we will be rushing into something. I would say, if we can get Gay, I'm sorry about saying this, Marcello, but if we can get Gay in January, we get him in January. I do think, though, that Palace have got both hands on him. Whatever the word is, theoretically or whatever you call it. I think that they have got both hands on him and they're looking at Europe at the minute. Obviously, they'd like to keep him until the end of the summer or until the end of the season. And yeah, that would be my priority. I think get him in, solidify the defence, and then we can go from there. But as well as that, it's not just us that have got the attention at the minute. Bayern apparently want to have talks with him. Real could have come in there quite easily. Barcelona, Gay's kind of created that for himself. It's all his own work, hard work, etc. So for me, leave Semenyo, go for Gay, put all your eggs in one basket, and we can go again in the summer.
Yeah, I agree.
Quality discussion as always. Just back on the Semenyo point briefly before I get to one of Banjo Sandwich's comments. Thank you for tuning in. Is that, well, you're selling yourself well on phone calls, but what Semenyo has sold himself well this season is showing everyone on Instagram where he shops each week.
Really?
Yeah, I think he likes going to Lidl's or Aldi, and then he just talks about his budget and all that. And yeah, I find it intriguing. I think it was a funny video. Speaking of people who love to be hilarious in this game, who has used all their 5 free transfers? He's used 4 of them already. It's quite impressive. What are you saying?
What's that?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were just gobsmacked by the comment. Banjo Sandwiches.
He's used 4. Well, I've heard my friend, he's already taken 2 hits. Henry, I don't know if he's watching. It's like, are you serious, bro?
Oh, no, it's a great point. Right, best part of the show. We've arrived. Marcello, you look raring. We're going straight to you. It's time to reveal our sides. And you're on a card of your own.
Yeah, so this is my wildcard team. Bench boost next week, just as soon as possible. We've got 5 free transfers if things needs to go. So Raya is 5.5. I bought him game week 1, so he's not going anywhere.
Is this where we see the juice? Is this the juice is flowing now?
Yes. Kelleher, either Kelleher or Petrovic. Kelleher's got Wolves next week, so like you said, nice clean sheet hopefully there. Same reason Vandenberg next week Wolves, this week Leeds. It's good for 2 weeks at least, and then long term as well. Brentford aren't bad. I've still got Cash, and like you said, we just talked about him. I'm not sure about Cash anymore. But he has got West Ham this week. Maybe Cash will go. Gahey, I kind of miss Lacroix, but I've sold Lacroix now and I've brought in Gahey. He's just such a beast. Anderson for Fulham, good 3 games. I know Colm said that not to go for him, but I think those 3 games are so good. He'll get DEFCONs. He'll probably score a header, hopefully. Then we've got Gvardiol or O'Reilly. I've left Gvardiol in. I can always downgrade to O'Reilly. City have got West Ham soon. Palace isn't the best fixture, but Man City, I think, are going to push for the title. Let's go to forwards. Haaland and Thiago are locked. And then I'm thinking Etikike or Raul. Or I could do Mark Gui. And then if I sell Saka next week, I can upgrade GUI next week. So I gave someone in chat that advice. And I was thinking that's actually quite good advice. Maybe I should listen to myself. Also, there's Raul Jimenez, who you could play, for their 3 good fixtures. I've got Wilson in there as well because he's cheap and he took some price rises. I'll just catch him price rises this week, but apart from Foden, hasn't really gone anywhere. Then I've got Saka for captaincy this week. I'm just a bit worried about his minutes, but I think with all of Arsenal's troubles, and Arsenal don't have a midweek game this week, which is really good. So why not just play Saka for 90, or until he scores? Foden is locked. I've already caught 0.4 million price rises there. And then Bruno G, he's rising again tonight, so I'll keep him tonight. But I might get rid of him because I think he's better to come in 19 for Burnley, Leeds, and Wolves. These next 3 are quite hard. Sunderland, Chelsea, Man U, but he is just incredible. The people that I'm missing, if I go back to this view, so I could get rid of Saka and Dewsbury Hall and Wilson. Or I think it was leave Wilson in. Get rid of Bruno G. And I could instead go for Bruno and Semenyo, who play each other today. This week, sorry. And then Bruno's amazing, but then his fixtures get better after 19 as well, with Wolves, Leeds, and Burnley. That's just insane for Bruno. So, his price is going to go up from now until then. Semenyo has got Burnley next week, and then I can move him on towards a team good fixtures in 18 and 19, like Liverpool and Newcastle. But catch him for Man U, catch him for Burnley. And then my last spot, I think, was Szoboszlai. But he's not really on pens anymore, and I'd have to downgrade Gvardiol to O'Reilly to fund that. And that works out exactly 0. So this is one option like this. It's no Saka. I'd have to captain probably Haaland I'll probably captain Haaland this week. And then I've got a more meaty midfield. I'd have to downgrade O'Reilly, or I can go back to what we had at the beginning. So those are my thoughts. Etikike at the minute, I just feel like with Isak out, with Salah going to AFCON and out, with their fixtures, I just hope that Isak stops taking his minutes and he can really shine. Also, they've got Gakpo out, isn't it? So there's just a space for Etikike to play a lot more minutes now. So I just wanted to squeeze him in. Even though I don't really want to play 3 forwards, I want to do that. Banjo doesn't like it. He's taken out all the best players.
Just do me one more favour though, Marcello. Say what's he called, the Liverpool forward? Hugo
Ekitike.
Ah, you did it then. I was like,
Did you
every
know
time
his name
you
is a
say it, you're
palindrome?
like you couldn't kind of
Etikike, I think I
there you
usually
go.
say.
Etikike, like
No,
that's
I learned this week his name is a palindrome.
yeah. So basically, either way, like
Yeah,
back
forwards
to
and back.
front, back to front.
So that's the easy way to remember it. I
His
just
name's
need
the
to
same.
keep
Yeah,
remembering.
Ekatike. Yeah, you got me thinking now. But yeah, wild card, wild card.
And both
Yeah.
of those teams have quite a good fixtures next week for a bench boost. So all 15 are good for next week's bench boost.
Oh, nice.
And if something goes wrong, I've got 5 transfers, and then I can always tidy up the bench boost.
So I can tell Chaza is kind of like, oh, come on, Reidy, you go next because I want to get all like, oh, yeah, baby, I want to get in there because my season's going so bad, and then I'm just gonna come in there like, pow! What's that? You want some symmetry? I'm gonna give you that bad boy. You want that symmetry?
Fulham.
Oh, baby, it's there.
Hey,
Are you
no.
ready? I hope Colm's still here because I'm telling you now, I've been waiting all this time to show Colm how filthy this triple Fulham is.
Oh, yes.
And, on the left, we've got Fulham. On the right, we've got City. In the middle, bringing the juice, we've got some double Arsenal. And we've got VD. I nearly got confused then because we've got so many VD somethings in the league. But we've got VVD. And then we've got Thiago up top. So 5 frees. I took a minus 16 last week. I wanted to roll some transfers this week. But as you can see, boys, I've gone a bit wild. So
Wait, this is only five frees.
This is 5 frees. So Anderson came in
That's
for
quite
Munoz. Wilson came in for Enzo. Saka came in for Bruno. Eze came in for, I can't actually remember because I did that one today. And then Raul came in for Voltemada. So I am literally probably losing the plot this season, but for the thingy of symmetry, this is what I need. This is what I need. Evil Olive, Colm says. Evil Olive. But
Your team is a palindrome right now.
yeah. What do you think, boys? Do you think I've gone too far in getting triple Fulham or?
Oh, look.
No? I think it's
Reidy,
great.
I just want to say this. If you get offered to go on a date or with a mate, go hit the town tomorrow night, you're going to have to say, unfortunately, I've got commitments. And I'll be asking you, what's your commitments? Well, Burnley, Fulham. There's nothing any more high in space.
I want some Saturday, afternoon delight. That's what I want. You know what I mean? So,
It's fabulous.
no Kyle Walker there. Some people are going to play Dubravka. I'm just going, you know what? Anderson, DEFCON monster. Burnley are going to kind of probably go for it, being at home. Wilson's in form. Raul's just Raul, the Mexican, hombre. And I just thought, I'm just feeling it this week. Captain, I think Saka, probably going to go with Saka, although the temptation is there to go with Eze. I've wanted Eze quite a bit, but and he didn't play midweek either, so he got completely rested, Eze. Whereas I don't know what Arteta's going to do. Is he going to play Madueke left or Saka right? Is he going to start, I don't know, Eze on the left? I just don't know what's going to happen. So at the moment on Saka, and that's my team for, there we go. Yeah, literally, I just went like this. I just went, oh, last glass. Bosh. That's what happened. That's what happened, Gary. So, yeah. That's my team for the week, boys. That is my team.
Fab. Well, here's mine. It could look like with a quick glance, it's 5 transfers used, but it's not. It's actually a wild card because, boy, this team just needed some sorting out big time. So from the previous one, we got rid of Sells, we got rid of Munoz, Vardiol's come in, Raya, and then in the front part, Anderson's gone and Bumo's gone. Harry Wilson, the glorified Keane, Phil Foden's come in. Mateta out, Thiago's come in, and haters are going to say I copied Marcello, and that's cool. I don't care.
Yeah.
You should. It's a good team. So Nessie's staying in. Is he going to play this week? I mean,
Mate, he turned into the Hulk last weekend. So, yeah, I'm backing him again.
Burn, I like getting in there early. Newcastle have Sunderland away. Big game, but they could keep it clean. Chelsea, with Palmer back, forcing him in, they could keep it clean at home to Chelsea. Man U with half the right side gone, they could keep it clean. And then they've got all their easy fixtures. Burnley, Palace are going to be exhausted. Leeds, and then Wolves. So I really like Newcastle, the defence. I think Burn could do well.
Yeah, well, let's just face it. It's just pretty much someone who's just put a load of makeup on. Now they look 10 times better, similar to Margot Robbie when she was young.
What about Waltermart? Talk to me there. Have you stuck on him, or is it just because you had him before?
Great question.
Why don't you take him out and see how it feels, and then see if you want to put him back in? Do you have any value in Waltermart? Has he gone up?
Yeah, I do, but I was just a bit stumped on who would be an alternative forward, like genuinely, for him to go out.
Raul Jimenez, step right up.
Even would you put Evan Nielsen?
Price rises though, Marcello. Raul's due to go up tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going up tonight, seriously.
Ekitike.
There we go.
Marcello, you can only own him if you can pronounce him properly.
You got Thiago. Watkins. What about Watkins? They're playing West Ham. No, I wouldn't do Watkins.
Oh, he's been so off this season.
Would you just go Mark Gui? But I guess you need to bench boost soon as well. So yeah, Watermark's not bad. When are you going to bench boost? You said.
Oh, look, I haven't really looked yet. Probably next week or week after, or else I'm stuffed.
But if you go next week, do Evan Nielsen against Burnley next week.
Yeah. No, it's good. And of course, similar to Marcello, 5 transfers in the bank. So finally in a healthy position. For the first time.
I think I don't know. So this is a wild card, Chaza, yeah?
Yeah.
I think there's a few different moves you could make defensively. But how much do you have in the bank? How much do you have left?
I think I got 0.4.
So I think you could leave out Waltermada this week. And I think you could potentially upgrade a little bit in defence. I just think Mukalele and Rodon aren't the best, considering the 3 you've got are quite solid minutes-wise. But then you haven't got that 4th guy in there. I mean,
I agree.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You already had Mukalele and Rodon?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just be holding them and keeping them sort of thing. But yeah, I'd kind of look at that from that perspective. I'd look at the fact that you are going to get 5 frees next week because you're wildcarding anyway. So you could just get some menu in next week, and you could have a better punt this week. But I feel what you're saying about, is there a better pick than Baltimore this week in terms of forwards for this week's fixtures? Ekitike is an option. And could you basically, get ahead of the curve, so to speak, and could you maybe bring him in? It's just something to think about, yeah.
What about the Chukawusu big red car, traveling Turfmoor and so far? Yeah, that was
Chukawusu for you.
Not for a 1 week punt.
He's wildcarding, so yeah. I mean, it's like
for defenders. Can I read some defenders and you tell me if you're like, oh, he's actually quite good? So here's 10 defenders: Timber, White, Cash, Vardiol, O'Reilly, Gahey, Lacroix, Anderson, Keane, Tarkovsky, Collins, Vandenberg, Virgil, or Byrne. Which of those are you like, oh, I kind of wish I had them? Or
so
none of them?
You said some defenders. I mean,
that's like weekly grocery shopping.
20 defenders?
I could pick any of those 5, and I don't know who to go for.
Some I was expecting 6, but I mean, that was a long list, Marcello. I mean, you can't go off. You can't go off at the minute. I mean, there are people who are going to have Timber and are just probably going to play him. Say you're not playing. Say you've got no wild card. Say you don't want to, one of these patient managers that don't want to use all these transfers, and you're just going to go, do you know what? I've got a good enough bench. I'll start Timber and hopefully he plays. But if you're going to buy someone, the standout picks for me
on a wild card, of course.
On a wild card, but the standout picks are a Fulham defender. Obviously, Anderson is the talk of the town, and a Brentford defender, whether it be Van der Berg, Collins. Obviously, Collins you're risking with the yellows. Do you go for a
Lewis Potter
KLP? There you go, Lewis Potter, because Sade's out for one game, but that isn't. If you're on a wild card, that isn't really a long-term thing, because when Sade's back in, Lewis Potter's kind of he's not a left back anymore. He's not a left wing back because Aya plays there, and Rico Henry's back these days. They've even got Hickey. I don't know if you say his name. So he is probably going to be a minute's risk going forward. So I would say that if you are going to pick someone, you're happy with Collins, set piece threat. You don't mind if he gets a ban, but then it's Wolves next. Great game for Brentford. So they'd be the two standouts for me. And if I was going to pick a third, although he's not great now, in the future, over the Christmas period, Michael Keane and Everton do have some good fixtures between 19 and 21, is it? Yeah. So I would potentially look there. But if you're going to start him this week and then the next couple of weeks, probably not ideal.
When are you going for Virgil?
I've got him already.
Good.
I've had him, Marcello, so I've had him since game week. I couldn't tell you.
Maybe I go there again, but I mean, you kicked the clean sheet against Inter, so you keep it against anyone, surely.
Well, you just never know. Things can turn on the head quite quickly, and I always say that if we don't score first, it's a problem. We struggle. Obviously, if we concede that first goal, your clean sheet's gone anyway. But then also, it's like if you've got Liverpool attackers in your team, in FPL, it's like it's a struggle. So Virgil, I understand the appeal more so that he's nailed. We've got great fixtures actually coming up after Spurs. So I would hold back a little bit, and if you were then going to get him in 19,
definitely
perfect. Yeah, I would always say yes.
I feel like it. Defenders, 5 at the back. It's so easy when you've got Gabriel, you've got Munoz, you've got Lacroix, and they're all out really. And it's a lot harder.
We've had it really. I say we. I didn't pick a couple of them players, but we've. People, managers have had it easy from the beginning of the season.
It's going to be more of a split now, and I think it's really important to have a think about which defenders, because those picks aren't there, and everyone's going to have different defenders. Some of them are going to haul, and some of them are not. And there could be some big rank changes because of this now. Especially the midfield is going to be quite similar. Haaland, Foden, Bruno, Saka, if you've got some of them.
But I feel like, depending on what your, your kind of, what's the word, preferences, you can either go for a bit of Danish pastry this week, or you can go for a little bit of, maybe a bit of Guinness. So you can have a bit of Anderson, a bit of Collins. You could have both if you really wanted to. And that's all I'll say about that.
It's tough.
The Danish pastry and the Guinness. Such a wonderful combination. And speak of combinations, I've got, I like to hope it lifts to that title when it comes to the captaincy corner segments. Go mute yourself, seriously. Erling Haaland, we'll see if he's going to mute himself again, because he has blanked in the 3 of his last 4 league appearances. And Palace haven't been too bad at home. They've only conceded 7 goals in as many home games, in which a Norwegian has succumbed to his worst dip in form thus far this season. But maybe this week presents a great opportunity to go alternative. Hey, what about his teammate, Phil Foden? He's been mentioned a lot already. He's got the most points of any midfielder in the last 4 game weeks with 46 points, which has consisted in 5 goals and an assist. Igor, Thiago, back-to-back 13-point hauls in home matches and has claimed maximum bonus in each of them. He faces a side in the mighty Leeds United, having conceded 18 goals away from home, which is the third worst in the league. And they are coming off back-to-back games with some form of confidence too, having managed to collect 4 of a possible 6 against 2 of the renowned top 6 sides, it being Chelsea and Liverpool, respectively. Bukayo Saka being the final candidate in this one, is facing a team who are not just winless, toothless, but also love conceding goals for fun. 33 since the opening game week, which marks as the worst of any side. Got rested midweek in their away tie against Club Brugge in the Champions League. What's so intriguing about this Spice Man is that he has scored in each of his last 3 home league outings against Saturday night's opponents, with his last blank in such corresponding fixture coming all the way back in game week 20, the 21/22 season. So pick wisely, best of luck, and a great opportunity to climb the ranks. And for some people, well, it could be climbing in terms of finding the best Danish pastry and Guinness combination.
Yes, that was good. It's tough this week. You kind of just go Haaland, but then Palace are good, but then they're tired, and then Haaland's a different form. Saka, how many minutes will Saka get?
I mean, Saka, he did get brought off midweek,
which is good, right? That's
which
good
is
for us.
Previous track record of Arteta is that he likes to keep Saka on up until the end of the game, but there is, correct me if I'm wrong, some League Cup coming up soon. League Cup
next
week. They've got, because Palace have got the European tie, so it got pushed back to like Christmas Eve or something.
Yeah,
so Arsenal have a free midweek coming up.
Yeah,
which is good as well for Saka, I think.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I mean, you've got the quarterfinals coming up. I say quarters. Yeah, it is quarters. But Arsenal play, so they play this weekend, and then 17 falls on the 20th. So it's the gap between Wolves and obviously 17, whereby they play Everton away. I think he'll get a good amount of minutes this week.
I think so too, yeah.
The thing that's tempted me, though, is that frigging Lego head fraud. He rested Eze, and Eze will probably play in the middle because Rice is a bit of a doubt. Odegaard's back in. Zubamendi's there. I know Moreno's there, so he could play Moreno. He could play Moreno up top. We don't know. But I just feel like something is nagging at me that like Eze's going to get a haul this week. And yeah, I mean, the fact that Madueke's back and played decent, does he play Madueke left because Martinelli played a lot of minutes? Or does he play does he rest Madueke and bring him on for Saka?
Surely he rests Madueke, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but then Saka's minutes get reduced. It's a tricky one. I'm going to hate myself because probably on the third week on the run, I'm probably going to be on the end of the wrong captaincy pick. So,
Wait, are you doing Saka? I can't remember.
I'm doing Saka, yeah, at the minute. I'm doing Saka.
I mean, you've got Eze. You've got to be really tempted there. But Saka, guess his ownership. What's Saka's ownership in the whole game right now?
It's not as high as what people. Well, I say what people think. Is he?
I'll tell you one. So Haaland is 73%. Foden is 29%. Saka is
15, 18. Wow.
Chaza?
I'm going 35.
You think Saka's more owned than Foden?
Nah, no chance. 25. I was going to say 25%.
Foden 29. Saka is 20%. 21 nearly.
Wow.
So, even if a lot of people captain him, it's not that many, but will it be more engaged manners? I think a lot of people can't get to him, and Arsenal's fixtures haven't been that great. And like this Wolves fixture is sandwiched in a
Yeah, you think people can't get to him, but if everyone has 5 frees though, Marcello. So it's like you can get to him really if you want him. But yeah, whether you're going to captain him.
There you go. I know.
Yeah, good stuff, guys.
Great stuff. Not so good stuff for Fulham's recent record against Burnley. Well pointed out from Colm how they've unbeaten in the last 29 home games. That is mind-boggling, to say the least. In fairness, Fulham haven't beaten Burnley since August 2018, and Tom Kearney started that game.
Oh, he was talking about Burnley games. I see now.
Yeah, so there you go. Marcello, you're spot on. What a show, eh? What a show. We've had phone calls galore, cameos, Wi-Fi cutouts. Can't get any better. Been fab. But as a result, thanks to you both.
Guests as well, don't forget.
Yeah, great contribution by the comments. Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. And I'd like to say we'll be back next week. Not sure which personnel, but we'll make sure to show up. And best of luck to you both.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Good luck on you boys on wildcard, eh? Big week, you know.
Big
Well, he's basically wildcarded over the past 2 weeks as well.
Yeah.
Have either of you got a free hit left?
No, bench boost only for me.
Bench boost. And what about you, Chaza?
Bench boost.
Oh,
Looks like we're all in the same room, yeah. Like in Severance, where our desks are all in the triangle.
Bench boost for me next week, by the way, as well. So I'm
Ooh.
getting Semenyo and I'm bench boosting.
Ooh.
Well, what's happening here, Reidy, is that Marcello is actually the manager of his own team. I'm assistant manager, just doing background stuff. So technically, we own the same team.
Oh yeah,
Eki Kike will come in.
Eki Lecky TK, he'll come in. Oh god, brilliant.
To you all, have a great week. Except maybe Jack, because he might be fuming about benching Foden last week and I'm
What?
potentially. Yes, that's what happened. And eating shit. See you next week. Have fun.